Fights, 4 losses and just 1 draw. He comes in the red. He's in the camouflage trunks. His name is Eric Kazari. His opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, by way of Johannesburg, South Africa, with a career record of 5 fights, 4 losses and just 1 draw. He comes in the red and black trunks. His name is Pertinence Duma. Your officials for this fight, referee is Jaap van Heeverhuizen. Your judges are Linda Takeni, Dawn Bench and Pumeza Zinagele. Fighters to the center of the ring.
All right, well there we had the referee instructions from referee Jaap van Heeverhuizen as we see both guys looking to register a first professional win of their careers. Of course, if you dissect Pertinence Trust Duma's record, you'll see that he's been up against many upcoming prospects. He's fought the likes of Michael Head, Morgan Hunter, Gerard Seiser, and most recently Dylan Solomon. So it's not been an easy journey. I mean, obviously I say 6 fights the charm, but it's been a very difficult rise to try and get there.
That's it, Hayden. This is the division, and it's what he's had to deal with, unfortunately. But he's here tonight, and maybe he can right his wrongs against Kasadi.
Yeah, and Kasadi also looks like a physical specimen as well. You can see he is a really big guy. And of course, it doesn't get easy when you're fighting both guys that want to get their first wins. Both guys will come out with their intention to perhaps get a knockout. They're going to almost want to overcompensate. Let's see how this one plays out. All right, round number 1 underway. The respect showing nice and early here. And as we see, nice jab from Eric Kazadi in the opening stanza. And Duma just coming over the top as well with some of his own.
We've got some good waist movements here from Eric early on. You can see him weaving, wheeling, staying nice and low, and then shooting that left hand off, getting some nice range behind his shots and head movement there.
Yeah, Duma's got a very unique style, the way he pops his head, around and, tries to evade punches. And of course, also having a guy in front of him that's so solid and structured in the form of Eric Kazadi. You can see Kazadi's there, and his presence, he's very flat-footed. He's on the front foot.
Yeah, he's happy to be in the right in front of you, but I'm happy again with the head movement. You see it's allowed him to wheel under and even chop with that right body shot as he got under the shot of Duma right there.
Yeah, you see that what I'm noticing with Duma nice and early is that when he releases his right hand, he's dropping his left hand as well, which is opening him up for an unpleasant surprise if Kazadi decides to counter.
That's it, but both gentlemen just being measured with their approach right now. No one really attacking, taking a bit of time just to get a feel. But you see again, Eric finding a home for that right hook. Unfortunately, the referee said it was behind the back.
Yeah, borderline. I mean, look, borderline almost on the hip. And obviously the referee called it and just broke up the play just to explain to him. But look, Rix, this fight early on, 2 completely different styles. I almost feel like Duma is just, a bit wild in his approach, and you can see Kazadi's just waiting and just concentrated.
Very concentrated, and it's hard not to notice his structure. He's got a great build. You see the muscles in his back as he's walking towards his opponent. And he's got the army pants to match. He's looking like he's ready for action.
If you're looking at the footwork of both guys, you can see that Kazadi, as I said, very flat-footed, but he's structured in his footwork. Duma is all over the place. The momentum of his legs are shifting almost to the fact that he's not going to be able to sit on his punches when he moves his legs that way.
That's it. He is a very awkward fighter, is Duma. He's moving around the ring, trying to be a slickster. Luckily, he's able to weave away from those big punches that Eric is placing. And all he has to do is make sure that his feet are under him. If they're going to be not as structured, it could be a bit of a problem later on.
Man, oh man. Duma's going to have to do a lot of work here to get around, because Kazadi's not moving. He's waiting for him patiently in the middle of the ring, And he's just, keeping structure. Nice jabs to the body there. Nice jab upstairs as well from Kazadi. Just keeping it simple and just boxing the fundamentals.
Best thing right now for Duma to do is incorporate some feints, and if he can just throw halfway punches, mix up his movements and give Eric a little something different, he might be able to offset him and get those feet to start moving, get him to react a bit more.
Yeah, he's got to add a lot to his game. I mean, the skill set, the tools that he could add. I just feel as though, unfortunately, what he's done in the first round is too much movement, overcompensating. Needs to sit down a little bit more. Needs to, bounce on his feet maybe. The upper body movement doesn't make any sense if the legs are staying in the same place. That's where I think Duma's gone wrong in the past, and I think he's repeating some of these mistakes tonight. It's very amateurish mistakes. And Kazadi is just waiting and waiting and waiting. But again, within the same breath, Kazadi's not really expressing himself either. He's just waiting, and he's almost too patient.
That's it, Hayden. I mean, we've got our second round coming out now. Gentlemen are coming to the center of the ring. Hopefully, we'll see a little bit more of a little bit more action, a little bit more of an attempt here.
Yeah, we usually see round number 2, things start warming up a little bit here, and we expect that, especially in the forehand. And you see that with the jab of Kazadi just doubling up on it.
There's he, the eyes open, nice and wide, dipping and slipping, and shoots in that jab straight down the middle. That's it again, and from flat-footed, Kazadi gets really efficient, gets out of the way with the feet, nice little step, he's able to roll them, big chopping hook.
Well, I thought there was a punch landed there, but referee Jochen Nieuwenhuizen ruling it a slip. I don't know how you saw that one, Ricky.
It was off the shoulder, he went to the body first and then grazed off the shoulder, so I would consider it a slip.
All right, well, fair enough. We'll see in the slow motion replays a little bit later as they will show that. But again, not good signs there for Duma. Just being pushed around now by Kazadi. Nice jab up to the top there. Nice jab downstairs. Ooh, nice jab there from Duma, just snapping the head back of Kazadi.
That's something you want to see more of. Maybe his intention. The difference was that he came in with that snappiness. Then he just goes back to more of a relaxed feel, and that's not going to work too well.
That's a legitimate shot right there. I mean, that's not under. I know the referee did say keep up your punches, but that landed flush right there in the body.
Well, there's a solid jab down to the body and then back up to the head from Kazadi. He's happy to bide his time, work behind his straight punches, and if he gets close, take a bit of opportunities.
So, criticism of Kazadi as well, because Kazadi needs to close the gap now, because he's almost too far away from Duma. When Duma comes in, that's when Kazadi looks to throw a punch, but when he's out of range, he's not doing much.
That's it, it's a flat-footedness, he's not mobile enough, so it's keeping him in one position. Whereas if he was a little bit more nimble, bent the knees, the front knee specifically, he'd be able to get in and out a little bit more efficiently. Get on those toes.
Yeah, it's just far too static. Again, nice jab there. So when he's coming forward on the front foot, jab, jab, and do something else. Not just jab, jab.
That's it. Well, he follows up that jab with the right hand. He does miss as Duma is able to weave underneath there. And then again, Duma coming back with a little attempt of his own.
Yeah, Duma covering up a lot more now. I think he's felt the power of Kazadi in the exchanges, because you're definitely seeing both guards are up now at all times. And wild with that left hook to the body, dropping both hands in the process from Duma.
You were saying you'd like Kazadi to follow up with something after that jab. I wonder if he's hesitant because of the referee's calls on that right hook to the body. But there's a right hook over the top that chops down on Duma's chin.
Yeah, it's almost as though Kazadi's doing enough to win the rounds. He's not looking impressive, but at the same time, Duma's all over the place. He's up, down, there, sideways. He's not really effective in his punches, because when he throws a punch, there's no momentum with the punch. It's all thrown while he's doing the opposite body movement. We'll have a look at the replays here. You can just see Duma off balance there, throwing wild punches over the top, missing absolutely everything. And I think I saw a sneaky right hand there. I mean, I could be wrong. But there to me, that's a right hand.
Also, I saw it graze at the shoulder, and maybe the ref saw him lose balance, whatever the case. I don't know what the idea was behind that, but I will say that the all-over style makes it very hard to read and see how Duma can take this fight in his favor right now.
Yeah, look, that's a difficult one because Duma has come into this fight with his current style, and he obviously isn't going to change his style. So what it's going to have to be for him is landing an absolutely ridiculous shot from an awkward angle where Kazadi just can't read it and sort of upset the rhythm of Kazadi. But Kazadi looks so strong and so structured. I just don't see his style being upset by anything that Duma is going to bring.
Yeah, Kazadi's happy to sit behind that lead hand, that jab. And you're saying earlier, like, it almost feels like he's not doing enough. But what more does he need to do? He's staying safe. He's keeping the jab on. He's not getting much of resistance from his opponents in Duma. But again, if you want to capture the eye of the audience and make this an exciting fight, you need to start offloading in combinations.
This reminds me, now I'm talking high level, right? This reminds me of Anthony Joshua versus Charles Martin. And where I see Duma as Charles Martin all over the place, and I'm seeing Joshua, a very muscular presence, structured, and didn't really throw much punches, except he threw bombs at that time.
You could definitely say that. I believe so. Even just the body shape and the way these guys are approaching in their styles, that is quite the pick there, Hayden.
Yeah, and we know how that fight ended. I mean, it ended with Charles Martin being sat down. But now I'm talking Olympic gold medalist in Anthony Joshua. And Kazadi's still, coming up through the ranks. I'm not sure of his amateur background, but most certainly it looks like he's got some way to go.
Look, he's doing the basics well, and he's popping that jab off. You see now Duma attempting with that right uppercut, but way too far out of range. He's just pawing with that jab right now, almost hoping that, and there's a nice right hand that comes from Duma. That's a lot better there. If you can start putting those together and, sitting down on those shots, it could change things up.
Yeah, that was the best moments and best shots of the fight for Duma. It did look like he sat on that punch because that right hand was clear, but no follow-up. We need to see more. We need to see more from Duma. He's got to show the hunger.
There's a consistent jab again from Kazadi, and he just keeps working it like an engine. He keeps pumping it out there, just building points. Tries to change it to an upper jab, a little bit of an uppercut involved there, but gets grazed by Duma.
Yeah, Kazadi at this point, we mentioned him looking for the counter earlier, and he's changing it up, but the output is just decreasing.
Yes, it has slowed down, and I mean, he's a very muscular guy. You have to be athletic to be in the ring, but you don't want to be too muscular because it will weigh down on you as the rounds go on. You throw heavy shots, you tense up, and it takes and drains energy from you. So it could be what's happening right now, but again, he's still working hard. He's heard the clapper and chopping away the big right hook.
I'll say at the very least, Duma showed some intent this round because he's creating angles now where he has been the whole fight, but he's having more success this round. And Kazadi just didn't show the intention this round, and I think that was probably Duma's best round of fight. Was it enough to take the judges' scorecards? I'm not quite sure. In your opinion?
Not sure, Hayden. I don't think you've taken the judges or swayed them for that particular round. He did have a last right hand that landed, but as you can see in the replay, the jab is what held true here for Kazadi and kept him going. There wasn't anything clean that came through. There's that right hand from Duma, but again, Kazadi coming back and keeping his opponent on the back foot, chopping with his own hooks, and a little bit of a back and forth between the two guys there at the end of the round.
Referee's bringing them in for round number 4 now, and obviously reading the instructions. Let's see. Both guys could be potentially looking for a big shot right here. Obviously, respect has been shown throughout, and we mentioned many times Duma with a very different fighting style. That's what's going to set him apart from some of the other opponents out there. It's just that he needs to sit on his punches more. If we could give any form of guidance to him going forward in his career, learn to sit on his punches. Move more with your feet rather than your upper body.
That's it. If you can get a bit more mobile on the feet, bend those knees, and build a little bit more momentum into his shots, get that power that he's going to need. If he's standing up straight like that, he's not going to be effective. It's almost just flicking with the punches right now. But he's able to swoop through with a nice little jab as well. Flicking left hook that just misses. And
do you know what's interesting as well? Kazadi's been doing his preparations with Bernie Pellman, and they've been coming for a few sparring sessions at the Hot Box gym as well with Colin Nathan. So you can see that he's definitely, got in some of that work, and that's why he is structured, because he would have been in with some top operators. Great right hand there, and that looked to cause Duma some trouble there. Duma, but reacting with some wild punches as well, just showing that he's not hurt, or at least trying to play poker.
this is a little better coming from Duma, but the fact that he's reacting to a shot that caught him, you wonder how long this can actually last for.
Well, I mean, you land a shot on that on him like Kazadi did. You got to keep putting it on. You got to keep winning momentum. Boxing's all about momentum. You land a big shot. You got to capitalize on that moment. And Kazadi has sort of reverted back to safety mode.
That's it. Maybe he's gone to the corner and he feels like he's winning this fight. You're not too sure what he's been told there, but it is the fourth round with a minute left to go. And I think in any type of situation, yes, you want to put the punches together. You want to work.
There's more big punches there from Kazadi there, but Duma just holding on there, really. I mean, those good punches. Kazadi he needs to engage now, come in and go for it. Don't wait back and wait for Duma to recover.
That's it. He definitely has to take this momentum and use it in his favor. You can see him edging closer, almost looking for that right hand. But again, kind of sitting on the back foot, not closing the gap and just taking the fight.
He needs to be closing Duma down right now, does Kazadi. He's got the momentum in the fight, it's obvious. He needs to now be stepping on the accelerator. He's got 10 seconds left. Look to do something here, because at the moment, he's not looking impressive in this moment while he hangs back. And when he is on the front foot and connecting, he's looking impressive.
That's it. Ushi didn't take his foot off the gas so much. He's coming into the 10 seconds, last 10 for the round.
Well, there we have it. Another fight going to decision. And we see, obviously, two fighters. One of them is going to get their hand raised for the first time in their professional boxing career. So a proud moment. In my opinion, it will be that man on your picture right now, Eric Kazadi, who will be getting his first time hand raise.
That's it, Aiden. I mean, yeah, we look at the spikes again. You see a little freaking jab coming from Duma there, and then he wheels off away from the jabs of Kazadi there. But not much had happened this round, other than that right hand that came over. There was a bit more of a spirited attempt from Kazadi, but then he tapped off and didn't really close the show like we had hoped.
No, not at all. I mean, look, again, fighters, when they're in the prospect phase of their careers, never the finished article, but you do expect a little bit more composure, especially when you get the professional license and you get to represent yourself in the capacity of a professional to be more vigilant and take your opportunities and look impressive, look to impress promoters, to put you again on the shows. And again, one of these guys will get their hand raised, and in my opinion, it will probably be Kazadi, but they've got to just work a little bit harder. Both guys have got things to work on, especially so early in their careers. They need to be building on all the things they do, watching back the commentary, watching back the fights, and taking little notes and improving themselves. All right, we'll head over to the ring announcer, but we are still awaiting the judges' scorecards as far as I understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching this on Vision View TV. You can always download the app via iOS or on Android, or you can stream all this action live by searching for watch.visionview.tv. The judges have handed over the scores, and it's time for us to find out who our winner for this fight will be. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention, please? Can we please give the fighters in the ring a big round of applause? Judge Linda Kakeni scores this fight 39-37. Judge Dawn Bench scores this fight 40-36. Judge Pumeza Zinagele judges this fight 40-36. Your winner by unanimous decision is Eric Kazadi.
Well, as we predicted there, Ricky, Eric Kazadi does get his hand raised, and we'll quickly go to a interview there with our presenter with Eric Kazadi real quick.
Eric, you look like you already knew the result before I read it out. How do you feel about this win?
I'm just feeling great because my coach always teach me to not to knock people but to do boxing. He teach me great boxing. I think for me, it's the greatest coach I never see in my life. I love you, Coach Benny.
Is there anything you want to say to your opponent, especially during the fight, because it looked like a tough fight for you?
I don't think so because we're still training, but I don't have nothing to say to him because I have a coach already. But me, I'm happy in my coach, Benny Palmer.
All right, let's go back to commentary as we get ready for the next bout.
All right, well, fantastic result there from Eric Kazadi as we move over to bout